Hello, everybody. When I first considered the theme of Lost and Found, I immediately thought of the story of this painting. Did somebody just say it was the year of the rabbit recently? Back when I was making paintings for a living, I did a lot of live painting around Los Angeles. I would paint at music festivals, street fairs, corporate gigs, gallery openings. I worked on this particular painting during an opening at a place called Cave Gallery in Venice. At the end of the night, which was around midnight, I loaded up my car and I drove home, which was in Van Nuys. When I got home, I started to unload my car, and I was shocked and amazed to discover that the painting was not in the car. I distinctly remembered bringing it out to the car, but I did not put it in the car. What happened to it? Did it blow out the window? I don't know. I must have left it. I could picture it in my mind's eye. I probably leaned it against the side of the car and I drove off, leaving it like trash discarded in the street. So I drove back down to Venice to look for it. Maybe it was still there, but it was nowhere to be found. By the time I got back home and in bed, it was about 2 a.m. I tried to sleep while buzzing from the loss of this painting. I had to come to terms with the fact that I would never see it again. I had made a simple mistake that cost me something that I would never recoup. Sure, I would go on to paint many other paintings, but this particular one was gone forever. Or really, it was actually gone for more like a year. Because a year later, someone tagged me in a photo on Facebook and said, "Hey, is this your painting?" And boom, there it was. A woman had found it laying in the street the night that I had lost it, brought it home and placed it on her mantle where it had been living until she eventually connected it to me. She was so glad that she found me because she was about to move and did not have room to take it with her. I had mere days to come pick it up before it would have been lost in the wind once again. Once I had it back in the studio, I put the final touches on it and I named it Lost and Found. Yeah, there it is. When reflecting on this story, it got me thinking about what it really means to lose something. The same night that I lost this painting, someone else found it. So which was it? Lost or found? In this case, it was both at the same time. Suddenly I realized that whether something was lost or found could be highly subjective. And that just because something was lost in my reality does not mean that it is lost to reality at large. I started to think of other things I've lost. Of course, there's the basics: keys, wallet, phone, sunglasses, but those are usually lost only temporarily. So are they really lost? Or just temporarily misplaced? What's the difference? How long does something have to be misplaced before it counts as lost? What does it take to qualify something as absolutely lost? And then I thought of my friend Matt King, a Meow Wolf founder and a friend of mine who recently died. To me, this feels like a true loss. He does not qualify as lost to some and found to others. He is not just temporarily misplaced. But even amidst what feels like the insurmountable, irrefutable loss of Matt King's corporeal presence amongst us, I started to think about the way that Matt continues to influence me and the people who knew him. If he's still inside us, is he truly lost? Also, after Matt died, the people that knew him came together in a way that birthed a deep sense of community amongst us. We lost Matt, and then we found each other. What else? When else do we lose things that lead us to find new things? Lose a tooth? Find a quarter. Lose some weight? Find some energy. When someone loses their sight, their visual cortex gets reassigned to process other senses. They literally gain new neural connections in their brain. What things have I gained from loss? Is there ever anything lost that does not result in some sort of gain? Is there ever anything gained that does not result in some sort of loss? The law of conservation of energy states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, only converted from one form of energy to another. Does that mean that nothing is ever lost or found? Things are just changing form? As I was going through all of these questions in my head, I spent some time cleaning out some boxes in the garage, and I came across a box that had some scraps of rolled up canvas inside of it, trimmings left over from stretching my own canvases years ago. I dumped them out, and I started to unroll one of them while thinking that I should probably just throw them all away. And then I saw what was on what I was unrolling, and my mind was blown. Out of the entire pile I spilled on the floor, I happened to choose and unroll the one strip of canvas that had a painting on it. It was the test painting I did for the heart in Lost and Found. What? It's like 10 years these things have been in this box, and now's the moment? I happened to stumble across this at this moment when I'm thinking about what it means to be lost and found. I'd completely forgotten about this. I would have never thought about this again had I not found it now by chance. And in finding it, it was revealed that it had been lost all this time. But was it really? Had I forgotten it? I had forgotten it even existed until I found it, so was it really lost? Was it simultaneously previously lost and currently found in the singular instant that I found it? What other things have I lost without realizing I lost them? What other things are there to lose? What about me? What if I get lost? If I were blindfolded and dropped in the middle of the desert, I might immediately consider myself lost, yet I would know exactly where I was. Right here, above my feet, I didn't lose myself, I lost my way. So, how do you really become lost? How do you lose yourself? Get lost in your work? Lose yourself to dance? Lose yourself in thought? That's it, isn't it? Losing yourself is when all your thoughts are directed beyond yourself. What do we find when we venture beyond our sense of self? What do we gain when we manage to lose ourselves? To answer that question, I invite you to join me in getting lost in the rich and diverse presentations we have on offer tonight. We may just find what we're looking for.